What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to On The Beach Repeat, the hobby along, paint along series that you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint along with me. I've got loads of stuff on the bench that's been organised. I've always got loads of stuff on the bench, but I've kind of designated what I want to do with each miniature, as it were, or some of the miniatures, you know, depending on... We're in for about an hour of video here, so it enables you to get stuff done. I always like to hear what you are working on. Don't forget to mention in the comments what it is you're working on whilst you're playing this video. Always a huge fascination for me. And yeah, we'll get to the bench. Don't forget to get yourself set up, glues, brushes, paints, models, everything else. And okay, what you see before you is a prime. One of my gladiators that I built in the last video. Just finished priming him, and I thought, you know, I'll make a video. I'll do it as an on the beach video. So I've got two of those of the 4 prime now. I've got another 2 to do. So I'm just going to crack on with that, basically. So yeah, lots of priming to do this video. I doubt I'll get anything else done with these today. I've just opened my window actually because it's a lovely day today, which is good because it's Sunday. Ordinarily, I'd be thinking a bit. I'll be feeling, oh, I've got work tomorrow, but I've got next week off, which is really awesome. Love holidays. Well, I'm just gonna lift the camera ever so slightly. Yes. Okay, so I thought, you know, I'll just make some videos. Making these videos, it's really helpful and therapeutic for me. I think I prefer doing a paint along video than I do just painting anyway. I know it means I've got to find something to talk about. Well, it's either that or listen to a paint along video, and to be honest, they're few and far between these days, I find. You can probably hear the seagulls. That's just because that's where I live, along the Jurassic Coast, here in Devon, East Devon I should say. Big seagull community here. Right, so I had to shake my paint up with my electronic paint shaker just now. It's that Army Painter brush on primer. The thing is, whenever you buy these things, like if it's in a set or single or whatever, you never know how long it's been on the shelf, do you? And they can get a bit gloopy if left a while. So the electronic paint shaker is a tool I wouldn't want to be without now. I resisted it for many years, you know. But yeah, that's that one done. Next one now. I always find it harder doing grey on grey. But this is significantly lighter, this grey, than the actual plastic, so it's not too bad. This will give me a nice option for using speed paints or what I don't call them, contrast paints, is it? If I want to or need to later. Probably, personally I like the combination of conventional and the two and speed paints. Depending on the miniature, of course. I'll probably be mostly conventional paints for these, but yeah. I didn't want to do black primer because some of these guys have got their arms in close to their body, and I know it's good for shadows and that kind of thing, but when I'm painting by hand, I just getting on. Eyesight's not as good as it once was. and all that. I find it easier to see what I'm doing. Bigger models and models with open poses. Black primer I like, or metal miniatures, pewter. I like black primer on those as well. Or if it's a lot of like armour. Yeah, that's him done. Yeah, there's a lot of like armour. Okay, next model to prime. Owl Bear. What did I do? There it is. I was going to say, what did I do with my brush on primer? I think I need just a little bit more. Oh crap, I think I've started washing my brush out in the wrong pot. It's the pot I usually reserve for metallics, but that's alright. I'm not, to my knowledge, I'm not using any metallics today. This is quite a heavy and big miniature. It could have done with some gap filling really, but I thought, you know what, nah, that's alright. It's not going to be like a display piece or anything. Just something to look quite good on the table for an encounter. And I've got many different owl bears, as in miniatures. Now this is much more difficult to prime by hand with this grey primer, because it was easy with the other one because the primer was lighter than the plastic. In this case, the plastic is lighter than the primer, so not as easy in this light anyway to see where I've primed and where I haven't. Yeah, this is a big one, this owl bear. Yeah, I can see me using contrast on this. Yeah, I think I will. A brown, most likely. I think I'll use a brown. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's your world. You paint models whatever colours you want, and there's no like right or wrong, is there, for like a fantasy world miniature? What colour you paint it? If I want to paint it purple, I could, but try and keep it within the realm of bear and owl, and they're quite brown, aren't they? So I would use a combination of browns, I think. So we've got to the end of the primer already. Okay. Alright. Don't know what it is about this miniature. It seems to be sucking up the paint, like absorbing it like a sponge. Needed a lot of paint to cover. for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, it might have already been primed. I don't know. Sometimes these Reaper, or I don't even know if this is a Reaper model actually. I don't know. I don't remember what make of miniature this was. It might have been primed already. I'm not 100% on that, but whether it has or not, it's been primed with this darker grey. No, I mean that might make it more sort of chalky in texture. Yeah. I think I've got all the areas now. I mean, what I'll do is I'll leave this. Trying to make sure I saturate it a bit. Well, I think I've done the best I can with it. Right, so that's the owl bear done. So, primed anyway. Okay. Let's move on to this chap here. We use a bit of a, looks like a sort of a paladin-y type guy. I want to do, he's got a strap going across his body. I want to paint that in a dark brown with a, make it ever a touch, just a touch lighter. Right, so I'll go this way around, shall we? Right. Right, so I'll just do that. This is a P3 paint I'm using here, Umber. What I'll do is I'll just squeeze a little bit of ivory into it, just to thin it down a bit of water. Yeah, I think that'll be better. There. Now what I need is a small brush. Should use my artist opus brush really. Let's do that. Artist opus. Size 0. Okay. So, as I said earlier, I think I said earlier, do you know what? He's not got a strap on. I thought he did have. But he does have gloves, so we'll use it for that. Yeah, I don't know if I said earlier, but do let me know what you're working on, guys, because I love to read about that. Is anybody else out there working on any sort of medieval or fantasy type miniatures like I am here? Like knights? Is anybody working on any knights at the moment? I mean, like, old-fashioned knights, like Knights of the Round Table, that sort of thing? How do you approach painting them, like with the armour, chainmail, that sort of thing? Alright, so... do you know? Hold up one of the shields. Ooh, that could go nicely on there. He's got like a knobbly bit on the end of his arm, which looks like it should hold a shield. Curious, that. Curious. This is the finest painting, as in thin and narrow, that I've done in ages. Yeah, that's looking right, actually. Yeah, I could put a shield on that, couldn't I? Didn't come with a shield in the miniature packaging, though. That much I can tell you. Or maybe I'll add that on after the fact, because I've got to paint that helmet, and I really want to do that. But yeah, that's a great idea though. Okay, that's neat. Okay with that. Ooh, another miniature here, which I'm just looking at thinking, ooh, that particular brown. I could use it on this creature's bow. This wasn't initially part of the original plan, but it's like a sort of lizardy snake creature thing. Anyway, I'm on talk about personal stuff now. So I'm on holiday this coming week. I'm excited because I've got a few day trips planned. I want to go to a place called Wildwood. Might be going there tomorrow actually, and if so, I'll be taking my camera, taking a load of pictures, wildlife, etc. I love nature. I love getting out in nature. Love all that. Yeah, that's good. Going to a place called Otter Nurseries one of the days. We're going to go to Exmouth another day. Depends on the weather, of course, as to what we decide to do when. of anyone else that has anything that could be brown. I think he could have brown stuff. He has a pouch that could be brown. It's funny, I picked out miniatures with their paints to paint, and I'm picking up miniatures that weren't actually part of the original plan. Do you ever do that? Think, oh, I'll paint this, and you end up painting something completely different. But I do want to get some space on this bench for some research room. There's a little scabbard here for a dagger of some description. And another scabbard over here of one of the swords that he has out. I'm currently watching a series called Person of Interest. Brilliant, love it. Just want to mention it. Moving on. Oh, I do like that. I do like that. I do like that. Right, he's got a hood as well. I think we'll paint the hood in this dark brown. I mean, this dude looks like an assassin, but with armor. Right, just painting the inside of his hood. Oh, we took Dylan to a place called Blackberry Camp this morning. You'll see it on my shorts. It's a beautiful place. It's like otherworldly. And it's usually quiet there as well, which adds to the otherworldliness about it. It's a great place. I love it. Makes me imagine I'm in the fairy realm or something. It's really, really good. And it is Dylan's favourite place in the whole wide world. He prefers it even to the beach. He does at the moment. I mean, he's welcome to change his mind later, but you just see on his face how he loves it. Picking up all these models that have no relevance to what I'm actually working on, planning on working on. I might do her with red hair actually. Put her over there. This chap, however, the mace thing he's holding. Can be wood. That's good. Oh, I've ordered a newer copy of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, a newer copy than the one I have, because I'm afraid that if I start flipping through the pages, it'll fall apart. It's that old and used and worn from like years of using it when I was a kid, you know. So I've ordered that. So I do a playthrough of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I'm going to do that. We'll see how we fare with that. Right, so that's that one. Goodness me. Right. Okay. Back to the Umbral Umber. I'm painting this creature. Well, it's not Umbral Umber, but it's Umbral Umber with a touch of ivory in it as well. So I don't know what this creature is, but it's fascinating. It could be a dungeon encounter, a nature encounter, like a woodland encounter. Well, not so much a woodland, I don't think. More of a desert encounter, maybe. It's very chameleon-y, lizardy type thing. I don't know. We'll see anyway. Whatever I decide to use him for. I want him to be painted up nicely to look good on the tabletop, to help the old imagination synapses pathways fire. There we go. It's great because I'm off work now for a week, and I've been told, don't think about work, just don't, you know. And I'm like, okay, I won't then. That's cool, right? But, yeah, no, I won't. I definitely won't. Right, this creature here. Here's another one that I definitely didn't plan on painting. So he's got a handle on this weapon. Not the easiest to reach. Give you that. We got another week off next month in July, which I think is just before the kids break up from school for their summer holidays. And we're planning on going to Dawlish Warren, which was another place I used to go as a child. Sometimes we used to go, yeah. Well, I just thought of another one we could go, Weymouth. Yeah, there's another one, Weymouth. Oh, I hear the chimes of the clock. Got a local clock tower. Kind of a feature here. Right. So that is that. Wow. And 32 minutes in, not bad, we're doing alright. We're doing okay. Right, now, probably looking at something slightly harder now, which is, of course, this bone bridge. So that's the front of it there. What do I want to kind of dry brush it, I suppose. Zombie skin. I think ivory might be a better one. I don't know. We got a Terminatus stone. Looks like there's a couple of places where Agrex Earthshade needs to be applied first. So we'll just do that. Yeah, it's probably where I was holding it before, the way I was holding it. I can't be sure. This is a bigger piece. It's a terrain piece, this. But it has the capacity to be quite like a centerpiece almost. So, right, okay with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go across each. Bit, make sure I've got it all. It's a bummer really, because it puts paid to anything I wanted to do to highlight it. That's exactly what it's doing. Yeah, the way I held it must have had an effector on it. Like an effect. Okay. Well, like I say, that's put paid to that. Done it though. But it just means can't do any more. Well, 36 minutes. I'm going to have to find something else I can do. Okay, let's go to this creature here. Reds. Mephiston red. There's like a hair caught on it here. Which is a bit irritating. Got it. Right, okay. Any places I have missed on this? Right, so I think it can be quite safe to do a bit of Mephiston red. I'm going to put it on the electronic paint shaker. 2 secs, ready? Okay. Now I need a dry brush for this. This might not make too much of an impression on here, but let's do it all right, I think. This is a tricky one to hold, because it's as you can see, like the angle of its tail and body and everything else. I can't remember what it is actually, the creature, but it covers all angles, so it's quite difficult. Well, that's Mephiston red done on that one. So I'll zoom in through this stuff here. Gonna have to find something else. Now, what could I possibly find? I think I might have found something I can work on. Let's just move this off out the way a minute. Right, now. Cloaks. His cloak, for instance, could do as a zombie skin. Let's put this one on the electronic paint shaker. You're watching me make decisions in real time. How exciting was that? A lot of it is, you might be like me as well. I've got a gajillion other colours of similar ilk, but I just can't be bothered to get up. Sometimes I think, I could do the lighter version of that paint, which is such and such. I'll stuff it, I'll just add a bit of water to it, or a bit of white, or a lighter colour. How lazy is that? I know, very lazy. So, zombie skin. A slightly bigger brush. Not much of one, no, it's a small layer brush, but I'll use that. This is a Citadel brush, so wish me luck. Okay. I'm going to need a smaller brush to get closer to the edges. I can get to the edges on some parts of it, but where it gets close to other miniature parts, such as other armor areas or his hair, shoulder, then I'm going to need a smaller brush. Okay, I think we're almost at the point where I need that smaller brush. Yeah, in fact, we are at that point. So, nice one it lasted, but okay. So I know you can't see this very well. It's just an awkward angle, really awkward angle. But these videos aren't about the visuals, so you don't really need to see what I'm doing, other than to see if I'm struggling or not. Which oftentimes I am. I went down to the seafront earlier today as well after we came back from Dylan's walk. We sat in bed, had a cup of coffee and whatever, chilled out, spent some time at the garden with Dylan. Then Mrs. Miniwater and I, we just went down to the beach. When I got ourselves a burger bap thing for our breakfast. I like it, burger and onions from the... can't remember what it's called, something stop. Anyway, we used to refer to the burgers as Rufus Burgers. That's the name of my last dog. We always used to joke that he'd buy us a burger whenever we went by there, and then it was often closed. You hear the seagulls. I mean, that's as loud as it gets, really, here. Whereas when I was in the city, God, there's sirens, screaming, shouting, drilling, banging, depending on where you were. I mean, seagulls, it's just part of nature, isn't it, you know? I mean, they're really going off on one now, but I mean, wow, it's nothing. Nothing compared to what I've been used to in life. Okay, I think that's him. I think that's him. Mouthful of goop there. Not good. Okay. Right. So I've done some. That cloak is quite. It's going to need a wash to define it. But yeah, once it's got that on, I think we'll be good to go. I'm wondering about this chap's eyes. I'm going to do his eyes. I am going to. Do I paint them black? Small white dot either side, or do I do them white to paint the black dot in the middle? That's a question. A new brush here, Artist Opus 00. So I'm looking at this guy's eyes. Let's have a I think we'll do them black. And a small white dot either side. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm 49 minutes here. Yeah. Doing his eyes, so quite quiet, I know. Alright, okay. Any of my miniatures need black on, because I've got the black out. Just looking a minute. I don't think so. Black. Boots. Don't know, boots. I don't think there is. Looking at my Lanista here. No, I'll do him more of a yellowy coloured hair. Yeah, I don't think so. good. Alright, so black done and accounted for. My goodness. Cadian flesh tone. I could maybe paint my Lanista with Cadian flesh tone. I'm calling him the Lanista because he looks like a Lanista. Right, electronic paint checker coming at you once again. Okay. Right, okay. I'm messing up all my paint pots. I'm using both paint pots for non-metallic metals, so not planning that side of it too well today, am I? But there you go. Alright, size 0, artist opus. Let's paint the skin on the Lanista. Looks quite serious, this chap. Maybe things aren't going his way in the arena. Maybe his gladiators are losing. Definitely what he looks like, a Lanista. Fortunately, this is the first layer. This is the first paint going on this miniature, and although I'm not trying to be sloppy on purpose, I am unintentionally being sloppy. But that can be cleaned up later, which is good news for me. I think that's his skin too. Well, he's got bare arms as well, but you don't see all of them. They're folded within his robes. detail is a little shallow in places, like here. But it's adequate, you know, it'll do the job. Right. Now his legs and feet. Of course he's wearing sandals, but the gaps in between the straps are so tiny. I'm just going to have to paint over all of it for now. And just be ultra careful later, when I come to do his sandals. Yeah. There. I think he's okay. There, so I've done the Lanista. I think I'll do the Gladiators with more of a sort of, I don't know, bronzed look to the skin. Right, I am thinking of doing the other parts of the eyes on Matey Boy here. This is going to be a challenge. Definitely going to be shaking this pot up. Right, ready? Done quite a lot of pot shaking on that. But here we go. What time we got? Oh, right now. But we'll finish it up with the eyes. Finish on the eyes. Do you know, that could almost be a title. Finish on the eyes. Right, okay. Time for my biggest challenge yet. See if I can do that. I can always just go over them again if I screw it up, but right. Nah. It's too much for me. I'll do it the other way around, the old-fashioned way. paint the black bits in after. So now he's got like zombie eyes. Great. Gotta know your limits. I think I needed an even smaller brush, to be truthful. It's no good thinking that, oh, just because it's a good make of brush, which Artist Opus is, obviously. I must remember that's Jasper's skin on his skin there, so I will need to tidy that up. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to dry the eyes. Because what I want to do oh, come on. Stupid thing. Okay. Gonna finish on the eyes. We're gonna finish the eyes because at the moment, yeah, he's got a surprised look about him, a very surprised look, and I don't want him to have quite such a surprised look on his face. I'm just gonna get some Jasper skin. Jasper skin. Finish on the eyes. It's the name of the game. Right. Little touch of water. Right, now we'll see if my 00 Artist Opus brush can prove its worth. Oh dear, I don't know. This is like trying to paint eyes the old school way. I mean, they're not brilliant, but I'm happy with them. I have finished on the eyes. They are reminiscent of what a schoolboy's eyes would have been like on a. I mean, you probably can't see that. Do the focus, but from a 3 feet rule, I think you might get away with it. I think we might get away with it. Just get away with it. Anyway, I think it's time for me to zoom out and back to me. Well, there we go. Loads done. Absolutely tons. And I'm pleased with that. And it's a longer video, which hopefully enabled you to get more done whilst watching it. So I know there were pauses, but I hope there weren't too many gaps of silence. But it's tension. It's tense, you know. It's tense. It's. I hate doing eyes. I hate doing eyes. Some models, more the plastic modern ones, lend themselves to making eyes much easier. But these old school metal ones, and this is an old school metal one. Maybe they should have eyes that look really surprised. I don't know. They're like caricature eyes. But we'll have a laugh at it later when it's all dried and stuff. But thanks ever so much for watching this video. If you've made it through to the end here, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. That really helps me big time. Well, it helps the algorithm, which in turn helps my channel, which in turn helps me. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind doing that, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. It's been a blast, and hopefully I'll see you on another video. Until next time, remember, all brushes lead to war. Bye for now. Bye bye.